go. And here we go. And hi from Martin and Nick. And today we're going to talk about 33 Hexagon Close. Very interesting property. It's got a couple of little compromises, but we'll talk about that in a minute, I guess. So the very first thing is, let's get into the condition and talk about that. There is no compromise with the condition. It's basically a new build house. It's in beautiful condition. And I think it's easiest if we just use this 3D walkthrough for now, and then we'll get into the Vubra stuff in a minute. The property is 10 years old and it was an economy build. So they've got the cheapest of everything, cheap plug sockets, cheap this, cheap that, cheap gas cooker, cheap. They've got this, which looks like it's been covered over. So originally it would have been this fake granite, but they've obviously put a surface on top of it. Maybe it got damaged or something, I don't know. But anyway, the oven, I'm sure, works. The hob is good. It's gas, so that's a good thing. It's got a relatively unneutral interior overall, so a lot of the area has been kind of just made, colors are made rather bright and what have you. Now there is a deliberation here. Do you replace the carpets or not? You can see here on this carpet edge here that it's been worn. It might be worth replacing the carpets. It's quite a small floor area. Okay, the back room is in good condition, you see, and you've got this feature wallpaper on one surface, and you've got these fairly economy doors. They're pressed plastic things. They're very lightweight, but they're okay. You've got a downstairs lavatory, very nice, good feature. And in order to just get your bearings on the plans, you can see here. So this is a good layout. It's a modern one where you have the larger family living room and then the kitchen and so on here. And you can see they've squeezed in 3 beds into the floor plan. So this is good as well. Now I'm going to go up here. So you can see overall, there's not that much to do to this property. It is in pretty good shape overall, as you see. Here we go. Here's the extension, the externals. I've had a look earlier for cracks and such, and I don't see any. And also, it would be under warranty. I think it was a 10-year buildings warranty on this property, being a new build. So that'll be okay. It'll be in good order, I expect.
This property is 250 years leasehold, so maybe.
Yeah, so that's worth just commenting on. So the total ground rent is £295. It goes up in line with retail price index, not consumer price index. I mean, kind of the same thing, really. But anyway, it goes up. So in other words, it'll go up by 7% next year. And then you've got a quarterly charge of £36 for maintenance. This is grounds and lawns and shared environment, basically. So it does mean that the property is kept in good order, which is a good thing. And therefore, you're talking about 4 6 4 4 60. So you're talking about £450-ish a year on costs, which have to be borne by the landlord. Yeah. Anyway, right, let's go inside again. And
37 per month.
Yeah, no, it's per quarter, as I understand. Do you know it as? Have you got it as per month? £36 a month service charge.
Yeah. A ground rent. Ground rent is £295, and service charge is £36 per quarter. So
yeah, that's what I.
Yeah, but totally £450 per when you combine all.
Okay. So I'm not sure if this loft hatch is with the stairs or not. I don't think it is. And you can see it's in good condition, this room.
Yeah, everything looks fine. We already worked it together. We did.
And you can see here the single bedroom. It's got enough space for a desk and some furniture. It's good. You know, a nice little room and is very functional. And this is typical of these more modern builds. They're just well designed. And here we even have an ensuite. Very nice. Yeah. And we can see that there's a shower room there, and we've got the, let's just have a look at that. So with the master, we've got the ensuite, which is this thing here, and then I can't quite work out what that is. Let's just have a look here. Right, so we've got the ensuite with shower, fine, and then we've got, oh, I see, you've got this here, which is for the wardrobe. That makes sense. All right, very good. It's just a nicely organized area. So there you go. You've got the covered area, the shower, the whole thing. It's good. 732 square feet, tight for 3 beds, but that's okay. Now, let's just talk about the other things, demographics, crime, etc. Broadly, yeah, it's a decent enough size, isn't it? Very, very good demographics, new build, so good by that definition. It's so new that we don't have demographic data for this area because of the census data, but basically it is very good. It's probably up in the kind of higher end social C1, 45%-ish, that kind of thing. Similar to here, I would expect. And Martin's going to talk about location, obviously, in a minute. It's very good. Crime is low. It's all very nice. Now, capital growth, the thing with capital growth is one has to do it. How do I put it? The catchment for this area, for example, is this border, blue border here. Now, the problem with this is you've got a lot of local authority housing over here in a not so good area. And really the socially, this kind of the equivalent catchment is kind of going south more. So it would be more in line with this catchment here, where we see 40% capital growth since 2018. In other words, it's a very hot area and it's seen huge growth previously. And in the crash, it did very well, with very little real decline. And then the market kind of went sideways for some years, as you know, after that, but very little decline. And overall, it's a robust area, I would say. And it promises very good capital growth henceforth. Now, just to quickly recap on a few little things. I always talk about this because it's so very important. And 9 property cycles, distinct ones, but arguably there's a 10th there if you think about the First World War. Crash began in 2008, bottomed out 2009, middle 2009, and then we saw a slow recovery where the market went flat basically, and then a correction arguably 2007, but this varies depending on the area. Now we're in the boom. When did the boom really start? I would say mid 2019 overall, and it'll shift depending on different cities and such, but essentially, you know, a boom, you know, a property's in the boom cycle because property becomes relatively unaffordable for a lot of people, and the mortgage payments go up as a percentage of take-home pay. And you can see it upticking. So based on the 2008 cycle and the 88, 89 cycle, you can see how that goes. And you could say, certainly in this cycle, it was cut short because of government intervention, which had nothing to do with the housing market, I've got to say, but it affected the market terribly. And then last cycle, which is more indicative, you could say 4 years of just 3 to 4 years of just madness. So I expect we will have 3 more years of this, and therefore I would expect this area to go up by at least another 30% to 40% nominal, i.e. in just number terms. This property is kind of topping out a little bit at 250. And once you get beyond that point, you're into increasing stamp duty and so on. Therefore, arguably, you could say it might top out somewhere around the 300 mark, based on its central location, huge demand in Manchester, good little property, nice layout, and all of that. Martin.
Yeah, I will share my screen. I will go first with because it's built 2012, 70 squares, number 33, EPCC 78, which is amazing. So I'm on this end of terrace house, which is also good. Yeah, it have property data. As you can see, it have 2 parking space, and also it have plenty of parking space behind the house. So I don't see like any issues about the parking. It have a lot of parkings around. So for the location, you have big market here, but if the property was this like 39 or 41, 43, then it's for avoiding, because it will be directly behind the supermarket. But this is here, it's not that noisy, so I don't think that there will be issues. Yeah, and I don't see like a truck space where the trucks need to pass here and so on. So I don't see like.
Yeah, well, they'll do deliveries periodically, but yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing is, there's quite a lot of people coming and going, but as you rightly pointed out, you're just slightly off adjacent to the to that, so you have some privacy, in other words.
Yeah. And you have a nice garden as well.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
it's not the
yeah,
best
I don't
garden.
think you'd be overlooked. I think you're okay. You're not.
But it's not nice size, so I think it's really good.
Yeah.
So also you can see here, this is like corporation offices and laboratory and so on, because I already analyzed. So a lot of people who working here, they will want to rent here. So it will be really close.
Yeah, and and also you got the hospital.
Yeah, and also you have here
just slightly further.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
And also you have if you want to go to Manchester, it's randomly now for 14 minutes. So it's really nice. You have buses on the main road, so it's not like the location is really nice. You have supermarket really close. So you have also schools around.
Sorry,
here.
What's the public transport time to central Manchester?
Depends where you want to go. For example, if you want to go here,
or just bang in the middle.
Yeah, 40 minutes, but right now,
40, right?
30. What said is 30. Sometimes they want for 14. You should take the. Depends of traffic jam. It's really nice location compared to that, and also it's like this is the central Middleton, not Middleton, Middleton. Yeah, so you have a lot of stores here and so on. It's really nice location. I really like it, especially because you have markets 24 hours. You have some bars, you have schools around, you have like corporate office. So it's really nice location, I think. Also, you have a plenty of green space as well. When we go about flood risk, low risk, very low risk. So I will open the map, and I will open 2 different maps. So as you can see, you don't have any issue with the flooding. So I will not be considered about that. Also, for the coal mining, there is no coal mining around, so you're totally free about that. So it's low risk property. So, and also when you go to comparables for rent, 950, 1,200, 995, 900. So this is not the same type of 999, 1,100, 1,000, but it's detached. So I think this property will rent.
And also that one, the 1,000 is 4 beds. That one's 4 beds, I assume, is it?
No,
3.
Yeah.
Okay, I presume they just have bigger floor. Can you open up the floor plan? I'm very curious about that, because the property just down.
But this is a small one. Yeah, it's have like just and street. So.
Oh, I see. So they just. Okay, so all the bedrooms are slightly bigger on this one. Is that right?
Yeah. But that's why, for example, this one, 990, it's same type and it's older. So this is 995.
Okay, so what about yield?
So let me check the sale. So we can detach to 10, 165, 180, but 300, but this not compare. 225, 10, 65. We have a lot of like 160, and this is 180. I think the asking price 180 is correct, because everyone you can see the terrace house for 170. Because this kind of terrace house, a new build, it's good property. I think will go up 200.
So let's be very clear on the sale price here for this thing.
And I will not be surprised to go to 10 because it's a new build.
I thought this property was for, sorry, if we've got this, what's this, what?
180.
Just have a look. 180. Why did I, for some reason, I thought it was 250. I don't know why. Huh. Okay. Sorry, I thought it was 250.
This location is not the best, but it's really nice. So that's why
it's a nice. This is a nice place, and it would be a nice place to live in as well. I think it's a lovely house, but the compromise is you're going to have to spend. You're going to have to bid high because it's very mortgageable.
Yeah, and it's also because 250 years lease, so that's also will people.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought it was 250,000. So when I was giving capital assessments, I was thinking 250 up to 300. What I actually mean is, if it's 180, it'll probably sell for 200, 10% above the ask, and it will probably go up to around 250, which is about right, considering all in all. So yeah, I think it's got real growth.
Yeah, and I want to add
potential.
I think until you rent it, I will go to 950, just because you need to pay lease. So 950. This will that will be because it's rent for 1,000. You need to pay 337 per month around. So. So that's it. So let's say so if you take it for 200, let's say, and you spend 5K to renovate.
Yeah.
So 5.6 for a new build is very nice.
It is nice.
And I think a lot of people will be they will not want to go for it because 250 years lease. But I think it's no issue with that. So, but we need to check double. But we need to check double the lease agreement. So yeah, so I think it's ready to go. Yeah.
Okay.
So I set 5K for renovation, to paint and decorate. If you go up to 250, but I think you will have better yield.
Let's talk about that in a minute. We'll do a final assessment in a minute. So okay, location.
4. It's not the best. It's not bad. So it's good.
Yeah, it's got its compromises because it backs onto that car park, but it is a quiet car park, and you're not actually overlooked. So 4 is okay, I think, on balance. Area.
Yeah, it's good. It's new. A lot of new builds around. So if you have around social houses, but not here around the place. It's all new builds. If you go further east or north, you can see a lot of social houses. Here, so everything's fine. All the area is good.
Give me a score. Give me a number 4.
Yeah.
Crime.
It's good.
Low. It's fine. Demographics 4.2. It's very good. Capital growth 4.2. That area is doing extremely well, and not only that, but I think it promises to be relatively safe in the event of a crash. In other words, you might see, say, 10% decline in value in the property after the crash, but it'll pick up, and I think it's a good investment just from that point of view. Sell time, of course, it'll sell quick. Rent time, of course, it'll sell quick. Yield, Martin.
4. Yeah, it's really good for new build, but it's not the best yield. So, but compared to new build, it's good. So I will give 4 to 2 maybe, but it's 4. It's okay. So Because the new build, usually new builds have around 5% build, 5 to 2.
Yeah, that makes it one of our better ones. So the ranking score is something I've added recently, and it ranks as one of our best. So obviously, if it's 50 out of 100, it ranks in the middle. But 78 out of 100, it ranks as one of the better ones. And it feels like it should do, because it's actually a nice little property. So, all right, now, Martin, let's just do a final comment on this. All properties have compromises of one kind or another. The compromises with this one are the fact it's very mortgageable. Owner occupiers will be falling over themselves about this. I think, and that will drive the price up, obviously, likely. I mean, we can't guarantee, but I expect that to be the case. But I think a lot of Hong Kong Chinese will probably avoid, because of the very apartment-like leasing structure on this property. I don't think that's a particularly big issue, mainly because the service charge is proportionate to the service charge will increase in line with retail price index, but so does rent. So as long as you do your pricing accordingly, then and bid accordingly, then you're good. Now the upside as well is it needs very, very, very little work, and will forever need work under your ownership, as it were, because let's assume you own it for 25 years, it's not going to need any major work for at least 30 years. Yeah, typically a property needs a full renovation once every 30 to 40 years, but this doesn't. So this is good.
Only to change tenants, you need to paint and decorate again. So
yeah, it's very low level stuff. So then the question is, Martin, what do you think is worth paying for this property?
I don't want to say 210 just because of the lease, but at least 200. That this will be the maximum, and maybe we'll have chance for 195, just because maybe a lot of people will avoid the property just because of the year. So lease, and especially like owner occupiers, maybe they will be like, why to pay this money per year if you own the property? So maybe.
Yeah, well, it will suppress the price a little bit, but not that much. If you think about it, it's like £500 a year extra maintenance or running costs, let's say. I don't think it's going to dissuade owner occupiers that much. Their view will be, we love the house and we'll pay that little extra to keep the property running. And people are, they like these new builds. All right then, so there it is. Let us know what you want to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you.